We are back again for another fun-filled episode on the Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. Lucky you, hooray, hooray. We were just doing an episode on a game on this side, Mr. Shoot the Bear. So now we're doing an episode for the games on the other side, and we were talking about this, which happens to be the gun stand from Trap Shot. All right, where the rifle would stick in here, and then the people would put their coins in, sitting on top of something. It's not this tall. It's actually about this tall. But this would be the gun stand, as all those rifle games would have a separated stand to put distance between you and the actual game. Shoot the Bear had a gun stand. Trap Shot has a gun stand. Mr. Top Gun has a gun stand. I mean, this is just the way it is. But then somebody noticed, well, what are these things over here? One has a broken glass, and this paper is hanging. Well, look at these. These are naughty pictures. See that? They're naughty pictures that would be on cards inside the Exhibit Vaccumatic Card Vendor. The Exhibit's Vaccumatic Card Vendor. Isn't that neat? And I wonder if I got enough light from my flashlight. No, this one's not going to open, darn it. I was going to say just shine the light from underneath. You see how it goes? You see how they light up with the words? There's a light underneath it that would illuminate the words because they're etched into the plastic. You know, they did that stuff back then. And a lot of those signs on the top, unfortunately, are missing because they would get broken over the years moving things. I mean, we can recreate them, but that's the way they are. And some of the machines that don't have it on top have it inside. I have to laugh, you know. I'm really laughing because my friend Mike Carbone in Seaside Heights, he's on the Carousel Arcade, and he sold me these over the years. He sold me a lot of games from the Carousel. And I remember when I was wheeling this particular machine out on my hand truck, and Mike's running along the side. He's trying to pull that side off the top because he was still running some of the Vaccumatics, and it wouldn't come off because it was screwed down. He's yanking on it, and I'm pulling faster, like, you can't have it, you can't have it. I mean, that's a funny memory to me because he tried to get the sign. But, you know, these card vendors, originally they were a penny. Now, you see this one says 2 cents, okay? They upped it to 2 cents. Oh, my God, they went from a penny to 2 cents? How dare they? And then I even remember when I was a kid, some of them became a nickel. And, you know, you couldn't even run these today at 50 cents. I mean, you have to have these cards printed and all that stuff. Look at this one. All the movie stars. Do we have enough light on that, or do you need a flashlight? Look at this. Oh, my God, Arthur Godfrey. Look at these people. All the stars that you once knew, Groucho over here. Oh, Mario Longo. Look at that. Is that Robert Young? Father Knows Best? I know him. Red Skelton. Look at this. You know her. She sings all the time. That's Kate Smith. God Bless America. These were Jackie Gleason, Sammy Davis Jr., Martin and Lewis. All these cards of movie stars. They all have their names on them. Peggy Lee up here. Look at that. Well, you would try to get the whole set, and you never knew what card was coming, and they were not in order necessarily, so you would put your coins in, and there were two sides. There was the side on the right and the side on the left, and there were two separate machines, actually, that would dispense the cards inside. Now, on a machine like this, where they're, all just put in, this is not an original setup on the glass, nor is this one an original setup on the glass. The originals were like this here. You see where it says Palm Fortune on the top? And then there's a cutout that's meant to be a cutout. And you see the two machines inside, because you would actually see the machine pick up the card and then drop it. And the card would come out on the bottom where it says receive card here. Now these are actually paper. And when you bought cards from the company, which was the Mike Munvis company in New York, they were famous back then, you would get a new front paper with the cards. So you could change your machine to something different. This one's the palm reader. Look at that. The Ideal Love Mate. You see that? Look at the picture on the bottom. I mean, it's hanging down because it's unfortunately, not in the best condition there because that glass broke. And the cards, we can open this door because it's not locked. It's hitting the other one a little bit there, isn't it? These cards are supposed to move up, right? This is down right now. Now, you see how the other one is up? Because on the top here, there's a suction cup. You see the suction cup in there? Well, that suction cup would come down and push onto the card. And it would pick up the card, and you would see the card go up like this. It would go up like this in front of you, and then the back of the suction cup was like a bellows, and it would hit a stopper, and then the bellows would push in on the suction cup, releasing the pressure from the suction cup, and then the card would fall down a chute, coming down, and then it would come out on the bottom here. You see? Now these ribbons would actually wind up as it would play. It would wind up higher and higher to bring the cards up to the suction cup like this one is here. They're all up on the top. See how they're not all the way down to the bottom, because you start on the bottom with a whole stack of cards and it moves it up as you're going. And then these wonderful cards. Look at these wonderful cards. Your ideal love mate. Isn't she beautiful? Wouldn't you like to see her? What do we have here? Look at this girl. Why, that could be your future wife. Your ideal love mate is one who gives and expects respect and consideration. She realizes that temper, moods, and selfishness defeat their own purpose, and that self-control and understanding play a major role. She knows that both parties in a marriage have human feelings, and that neither should expect too much and doesn't expect to create heaven on earth by finding fault. You see, so you had educational experiences by getting your ideal love mate. Now, why would there be two separate machines in one? Well, you know what? If you're going for your ideal love mate, one side would be for men and the other side would be for women. Well, I bet on the other side there would be the ones for the guys. But I don't know if I can get that out of there because it's pinched in, so I might be able to pull this out. There you go. Look at that. This one has baseball greats. So I guess they didn't have the love mates, when they were filling the machine. These are baseball great Hall of Fames. Look at these guys. Christy Matheson, I don't even know him. That looks familiar. I can't even read it. Mickey Shrine? Who's this guy? Ty Cobb. Oh my gosh, Walter Johnson. In normal operation, when you could buy these cards, they would have men on one side and women on the other. Now I'm going to have all these cards out of the machine when they were in there perfectly doing these videos. Oh, look, here's a Disney napkin. Oh. Golly, this food sure looks good. Dear Mickey. Well, they used to print their napkins. Disney stopped printing on their napkins a very long time ago. You know why? People would take stacks of napkins for souvenirs. You see? Who would do such a horrible thing? Not I. And in he goes. So here's one of the coin mechs where your coin would go in. Coin would fall into the opening here. It's just stretched metal. See how simple that was? Stretched metal for the catch the coin. And it would go down and it would trip the switch that's inside here. And he'd work his way down and he would sit there and trip the machine. And then the machine would run. How wonderful is that? Oh, I hate to see what's in here. What could be in here? Exhibit supply poster fronts. Look, look, look. Somebody had the insight of buying them when they were available. Who could that be? I don't know. Oh, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh. Can I get it? I don't want to hurt it. Michael Carbone, you missed that one. I got another one. Can we get the light on it? Is it lighting up? Look at that. Michael would have grabbed that for sure. But I got it, Mike. And it's safe and sound all these years. Mike's a good friend of mine. I tease him a lot. But you know what? He made all this possible because he sold me so many of these machines back in the day from the Carousel Arcade, Seaside Heights. You know, Carousel Arcade doesn't exist anymore. Carousel Arcade, he had sold it, and then it was sold again. And then the Carousel Arcade burned down. Oh, I didn't put my paper back in. It's going to be trouble. It burned down in that big fire they had that was so biblical in Seaside, and they never rebuilt it. But that was such a wonderful arcade. It was certainly my favorite as a kid. What do we got here? Is this paper that ripped? I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but I'm going to put them in there just in case. So that's the story of the Exhibit card vending machines. I have several. Here's 5 of them right here. I know I have more. They're around. And somewhere, I know I have several unopened paper wrap. They wrapped stuff in brown paper, like you used to get brown bags in the shop. You used to get a bag. Wrapped in paper, brand new sets of cards. I have them somewhere. So someday I could probably have them restored and maybe reprinted, and we could run them. But what could you possibly run it at today? $1 a card? I don't know. That's why you can't buy postcards anymore, because everything is too expensive. The world has become a different place. But back in the day, I had hands full of pennies, loaded them in and collected my cards. The wonderful world of Randy. It started early. And there you go, another fun-filled episode. The Exhibit Card Vendors, the Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. Bye, guys. I wonder where I put my cards. They gotta be around here somewhere.